Good afternoon, welcome back to Tábor for the final race of today's programme. We've been racing since first thing this morning with the men's junior race. Now it's the men's elite. We're here about 70 kilometres south of Prague in Tábor, right in the uplands of the area. An historic place and somewhere that we visit with Cyclo-cross all the time. Well, the course, as always, is a technical one, but it's always fast and flowing, and we're looking forward to seeing how this men's elite race plays out over the coming hour. The weather has improved. It's now 8 degrees warmer than when we started first thing this morning. Still below zero. -1 now with 3 km/h winds. Nice sunny afternoon.
In less than 1 minute. In less than 1 minute, we will be ready to start the calling.
Here's the previous winners here in Tábor. Mathieu van der Poel, Ellie Elizabeth, both don't ride this time. Lars van der Haar is wearing number 2 today. The riders are getting set for the call up to the grids.
Joris Nieuwenhuis, freezing conditions here in Tábor, but no snow, unfortunately for you, because you were very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, I would have liked that, but I mean, I already like the cold, so this is fine for me. And I just did 2 laps, and yeah, will be quite interesting because the sun is quite warm, or at least like early. How do you say that? It's sharp. The sun is sharp, and it will make the track a little bit different than it was like 1 hour ago. So, yeah, I guess will be interesting also with the tire choice.
Yeah, because it might be slippery then instead of a very hard race.
Yeah, it's anyway slippery, and like the first categories, they will like all the grass that's on it, it will all be gone, and then it's like just a layer of almost pure ice at some points. And you already saw with the under 23 that they were like crashing because of that. And yeah, I mean, still 2 more races to go on the lap, so it will be tricky.
You have very good memories here in Tábor 2 years ago, silver medalist after Mathieu van der Poel. Does that make you the big favorite for today?
I mean, the condition was quite different back then, and also a World Championship is always a different feeling, of course. But I mean, I like the track. I've always been, when I was the first year under 23, I was 5th. It was my best race of the whole year that year. So I do like the track, yeah.
Best of luck today.
Thank you.
Cameron Mason, you seem pleased with these conditions, smiling even though it's freezing -5 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, it feels like home. I was home in Scotland this week and it was exactly almost like this. Not quite as cold, but yeah, sunny and cold every day. So it was good training for today.
It's going to be a fast race because of these conditions. Technical as well. Is that something you like?
Yeah, the course is changing a lot actually. Just while we're doing recon, like it's already getting more slippery in the sun. So that will make it more technical than maybe some people are expecting. But yeah, tactical always. Yeah, all the races this year have been tactical. You can't just ride as hard as you can and hope to get a good result. You have to kind of play your cards right, so that'll be my plan today.
And one of those cards is that watching Thibaut Nys, because you've been battling with him last weekend. Is that the one to watch for you?
Yeah, yeah, Thibaut, Joris, lots of guys. Like it's actually, if you look at one person, I think that would be a mistake. So it'll just be kind of feeling the race out and then seeing where the bits I can make a difference are, because yeah, physically I'm really good at the moment. Technically, I'm one of the best, but it's also about not making mistakes as well, because on this course, like the difference between sliding out and having grip is really, really fine today, so that'll be a tricky one.
Best of luck for today.
Cool, thank you guys.
Thibaut Nys, everyone is saying that the course is changing because of the sun, so it's going to be slippery, a bit hazardous, a bit more tricky maybe?
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, yesterday it was super nice, and I really liked how it felt. But today, like in the night, it froze like hell, and some parts are incredibly hard, and some parts are like getting a bit slippery because of the sun. So it's a difficult mix. I prefer to have raced yesterday.
So the tire choice is going to be very important today.
Well, I think everyone will be on the same, but it's just going to make it a bit more tricky, a bit more technical, I think.
You've won here 2 times before in the youth categories. Is it possible in these conditions to win for you as well? First time as a pro rider?
I think so. I felt quite good yesterday. Also today is quite okay, but I struggled a bit during the week with some fighting against some illness. But maybe that can turn out in a good way as well, because I hold back a little and I should be fresh.
It's also the start of the World Cup here in Tábor. Is that a new chapter in the season for you as well?
Not really. Every race is as important as the other one. That it's for the World Cup, for another classification, or just a race without a GC, they're all important for me.
You're here to win.
I'm here to win, yeah.
Best of luck, thank you.
Thank you.
Thibaut Nys on his way to the row on the grid. He's here to win.
The only exception in top 8 from Netherlands.
One of the front row riders. Lars van der Haar. He's on his way to the grid now. His last season of racing. And finally, Emil Vestringer onto the grid to get this race underway. Sunshine on the riders, keeping them a little bit warmer than they would be otherwise. We're only a few moments away from the start now. As we get the countdown, the European champion just taking off his jacket. Tonart. This is Lars van der Haar. His last season of racing, what a professional rider he's been in cyclocross. Thibaut Nys, the Belgian champion. He's won here as a junior, as we heard in this interview. Joran Verschuren, next rider there in the green on the left-hand side, riding for the Krelan Corendon squad. Is it a day for Laurens Sweeck? He's won the World Cup before. These conditions, are they right for Laurens Sweeck? I'm not so sure. Michael van Turenhout, the defending champion of the World Cups, European champion Tonart. It kind of suits him, this course.
2 minutes to the start.
Fast racing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tension is getting higher and higher. 2 minutes to the start of the
And
men's
Niels van der Putte,
category here in Tábor.
another member of the Krelan team, is the final member on this grid. Emil Vestringer. Behind them on the second row, Felipe Orts, Pim Ronnar, Joris Nievenhuis, Cameron Mason. It's a very strong second row on the grid. Ryan Camp is down on the third row. There are 7 rows in total. Let's see how this one unfolds. So the build up to the World Cups is now complete. Now it's time to see how everybody actually is in the World Cup. They're pushing on that red tape. They're ready. They're focused. The expectation of this World Cup now will turn into flat-out bike racing. We're on red and we wait for green. 30 seconds now. The tape is about to be drawn back. The red lights are on. We wait for the green lights. Then this race will start. Look at the focus. Let's see who gets through the corner first. And we're underway in Tábor, round 1 of the UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. Flat out, a big move on the right-hand side. Lars van der Haar always has a good start, right in the centre. Van der Haar is there, but one rider sneaks through. Looks like Kevin Cole is the first rider. and a big problem at the back for Cameron Mason. Mason was expected to challenge and he is right out of the back with a mechanical issue. And that's not good news for the British rider. So much was hoped, but it looks like it's all gone wrong on the first acceleration. There is Mason, and there is no way he's going to find his way through this entire field now. Kevin Kern on the front. The fight is on for position. As everybody jumps around left and right and looks for the right sort of line that they need to take. Well, it's game over for Cameron Mason. He's been tussling, as we heard, with Thibaut Nace over the last few weeks. And it's all gone wrong. Thibaut Nace, who's had 2 wins already this season in the Koppenberg Cross and the Flandrian Cross. Behind him on the last race was Cameron Mason. In round 1, Mason was in 2nd place. And these riders now sprinting their way up the steps. The pace is high. We'll find out afterwards what happened, but it looked like he had both feet out the pedals. Maybe the chain came off or something and got jammed. Something went horribly wrong off the start. So it's Kevin Kuhn from Lars van der Haar, from Thibaut Nace. Also up there towards the front is Andrew Strohmeyer, the American rider. What a start from him. The riders, as they dive their way down that bank after that little climb just before. Everybody in the slipstream. No real gaps have opened up yet. Kevin Kuhn, Lars van der Haar, Thibaut Nace. Michael Boris is up there as well. Andrew Strohmeyer is still up there. Bernards has had a little bit of a slow start. One rider almost. The bike went straight into the steps. He completely misjudged that. Kevin Kern round that turn then. There's the length of this peloton. See how this settles down now. Kevin Kern wants to set the tempo at the front. It's a rider not to be underestimated if he's on a good day. Saddle again, little acceleration from him. Rides for the Heisermack Cube squads. Van 2nd wheel. Forrest Nievenhouse is up there as well. Nievenhouse moves his way up into 3rd place now, riding for the Ridley Racing team. Let's just take a look through this field and see where Toonarts is. Ponards is now 12th overall. Nieuwenhuis is the rider who's now going shoulder to shoulder with Thibaut Nys. There is Nieuwenhuis in a white and green. Kevin Kuhn behind him, Lars van der Haar, Michael van Turen out. Comfortable ride here at the front for Thibaut Nys in that Belgian Champions kit. Nieuwenhuis is such a good cyclocross rider, choosing to come off the road, retire early and go back to what he loved. Van Turen out in the white and red of Paulshausen. Michael Boris is still up here. And the American rider, Andrew Strohmeyer, is definitely still in there in 6th or 7th place. And a fall for Mies Hendricks. Just trying to up the acceleration a little bit. We're getting close to the end of lap number 1. Thibaut Nys just trying to see whether everybody is able to go with him, or how the legs are feeling of all his competitors, testing everybody out. Swake is still up there as well. It's full on right now as Thibaut Nys accelerates again. Nieuwenhuis is able to go with him this time. It looks like we're going to end up with 2 riders slightly off the front at the end of lap number 1. The end of lap number 1, and it's Thibaut Nys who is flat out, goes into aero mode and has Joris Nieuwenhuis on his wheel. Lap number 1 is going to be a fast lap. 7:58 for Thibaut Nys. So 7:58, 7:57 for Joris Nieuwenhuis. Emil Verstringer was at 4 seconds, Lars van der Haar, then Andrew Strohmeyer of the American CXD Trek Bike Squad, Michael van Turen out, Kevin Kuhn. That's Michael Boris at 6 seconds, Lawrence Swake at 7, Felipe Orts makes up the top 10, who is 7 seconds down, the Spanish rider.
In the finish of the first lap,
Nieuwenhuis just relaxes into this ride now. Nys quite happy to let Nieuwenhuis go through to the front row, go on to the pacemaking. There's a few bumping and barging going on in this peloton this afternoon. Well, let's see how this lap 2 unfolds.
what a beautiful day. Of the season here in
Strohmeyer is up here for the American CXD team, 23 years of age. This year he's had some great results. He's been riding the Czech Cyclo-cross World Cup in the USA, not been off the podium. Finished first place in the Pan American Championships, was 21st in the Flandrian Cross.
In the second lap.
So he's a rider who is starting to show that he means business, the 23-year-old. And he's still there. Through this little section now. So that first lap, Joris Nieuwenhuis sets the tempo for everybody else. Opening lap time, 7:57.9. Average speed of 24.86. The fastest opening lap so far. The men's junior opening lap was faster. Well, the horns are out, aren't they? The chainsaws, the bells and everything else as Tábor welcomes these riders. Emil Vestringer trying to get across to the leaders. Behind him, little gap back to the next. Nice just glances his way. Oh, and a crash of Nieuwenhuis. And he did say you've got to be careful on some of these corners. Big problem there for Nieuwenhuis. Shame for him as he hits the deck. Let's take another look. Just slides his way into that turn. It has been a problematic corner, this one, for the riders.
So he's right now on the third place. In the lead, Tibonis.
Tábor Ace leads.
Right now, Emil Vestringer and Joris Nieuwenhuis on the third position. Yeah, that he's third again. And the crowd, wonderful crowd of fans.
Over the hurdles. Nieuwenhuis is unscathed after that crash. Michael Boros, the Czech champion, riding in 7th place right now.
Really loved the race. They loved Cyclo-cross. They loved the battle on the bike in the mud.
Pro samotné cyklokrosaře není až taková tragédie, že spadnou. Tady daleko horší je zranění.
Well, thank you to all of you for joining us. This is round number 1 of this UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup as Nace now ups the tempo and tries to go away. Such a fantastic bike rider, isn't he? Down the corner. Boros goes through there. You see Tábor Ace on the other side. It looks like he just wants to cause everybody some issues on this second lap of racing. Nieuwenhuis trying to come back to the group, the Emil Vestringer. Of course, during the season, the fields will evolve and they'll change. We do expect to see Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert come back at some point. The other riders here know that they really need to just try and get the results on the board as early as possible. Just to update you on Cameron Mason, for those of you who are fans of him, he's in 42nd place. Cameron Jetta of Canada in 41st. Ben Frederick of the USA in 40th place right now. There's Emil Vestringer. And it's Joris Nieuwenhuis a couple of places behind. Coming up to complete lap number 2. Coming round to complete this lap. And it's Tábor Naas who leads. Let's see what the lap time is going to be this time. Tábor Naas crosses the line, completes that lap. Michael van Turnhout is now in this group of riders. As the CXD rider, Andrew Strohmeyer, is producing the ride of the day. He's still there in 5th place for the USA. 7:44 the lap was for Tábor Naas that time. That's the fastest lap we've seen all day. That's an impressive performance. 5 seconds faster than any other rider. Tábor Naas is in the ascendancy. 25.58 kilometers an hour. Michael van Turnhout with the second fastest lap, 5 seconds slower. Emil Verstringer 5.3 seconds slower in 3rd. Then Jenti Michaels in 4th. Joris Niemanhaus in 5th. And Andrew Strohmeyer of the USA, 6th fastest lap of the day so far. Andrew Strohmeyer is making a big name for himself this afternoon. Whether he can hold on for the rest of this race is another big question, but there he is, sitting behind the rider in the colours of Alpecin de Koning, in the colours of CXD Trek bikes, and really doing them proud. So a few of those. Marty Grunewald, thank you very much for watching. Deb Stee. Do we know if Tom Pidcock's going to ride cross? He hasn't really said, actually. We don't know. I'll see if I can get an answer from Tom Pidcock as to whether he's going to ride. And if I don't get an answer today, we'll let you know next time. Tábor Naas is starting to open up the gap now, starting to ride away. Michael van Turnhout is trying to do something about it. The gap is around about 10 seconds already. We're going to have an 8-lap race.
In the lead,
It's about right in terms of the race distance. Got to be somewhere around about the 1 hour mark. The women's race was probably a lap too short.
and we are in the 3rd lap.
So Tábor Naas just enjoying himself here at the front, riding away from everybody else. On to the stairs this time. Emil Verstringer at the back of the group. Tábor Naas just pedaling away. We heard in his pre-race interviews, won here as a junior. He came here to win. Cameron Mason may have challenged him, but he is a long, long way behind. He's now down in 28th place. He's worked his way through the field. He was in 44th. Mason's done a huge amount of work this season to get himself into the sort of strength and the power he wants. He's put 5 kilos of muscle on. He looks much more robust as far as a bike rider is concerned, and it's paid dividends because so far it's been him and Naas who have been the 2 riders. Joris Niemanhaus, that little mistake has cost him. Verstringer, next rider to come diving down here, the Alpecin de Koning rider. Jenti Michaels, Past the pits, going into those pits this time.
Českých barev hájící české barvy, tak věřte, že na 21. místě v tuto chvíli jezdí
Michael van Turnhout slowly making his way towards the front. The question is whether he's got the pace in the legs to come all the way back to Tábor Naas. Tábor Naas. 23 years of age now. Ten wins in his career. He's won a World Cup before. He won the World Cup in Benidorm, remember, last year. He's won a lot of super prestige races. He was the European champion last season as well. He's finished on the podium in Gavere and Zonhoven. He has a rider who's suffered a little bit of fatigue at time, particularly in the 23-24 season, where he came out all guns blazing and then really suffered. He won the UCI World Cup in Waterloo at the beginning of that season. So he's a rider who's really had to kind of find his way a little bit in cyclocross. On the road already, he's showing what a fantastic bike rider he is. This is Van Turnhout in that white and red kit of the Pals Sawson squad. Lap 3 of 8 for Tábor Naas, and he's had to deal, of course, with the fact that his dad is the legendary Sven Naas, who is, well, beyond question, greatest cyclocross rider we've seen in recent times, if not the best cyclocross rider who's ever lived. So it must be difficult, but he's now really showing how strong he is. Still staying up in the top positions, the American Andrew Strohmeyer. You wouldn't have expected Strohmeyer to be in this situation. He's from Maryland in the United States. He rides a little bit of road, he rides mountain bike. 3 times a national cyclocross champion of the USA. As far as Palmares are concerned, junior, 23, and now elite national champion. We're coming up to the end of lap number 3. Let's take a look at what the lap time is. It gives us an indication of whether he's speeding up, slowing down, or keeping the pressure on. Tábor Naas goes through. 7:46. He's metronomic, 2 seconds slower than the previous lap, but nothing significant. Michael van Turnhout comes through. He's in 7:51. He loses 5 seconds.
Altogether 19 seconds.
Coming across the line now is Lawrence Wake with Andrew Strohmeyer still on his wheel in the top 10 in this World Cup. Well, Strohmeyer is beating right now some fantastic opposition. There's Felipe Orts, Spanish champion. He's had some good results so far this season. Felipe Orts goes through with Mies Hendricks and Theo Thomas. So if you've just joined us now, the race situation, Tábor Naas leads from Michael van Turnhout at 15 seconds. and Emil Verstringer at 17 with Joris Nieuwenhuis, then a gap back to Jenti Michaels, a gap to Lars van der Haar, then a group of Lawrence Swake and Andrew Strohmeyer. Behind them is Ryan Kamp, and in 10th place it's Toon Arts, leading a group containing Toon van den Bos, also Kevin Kuhn, and in that group is Niels van der Putte.
Stříbrnou medaili z dnešního táborského cyklokrosu. Jens Michels na místě 5. byl skován na tou vysokou postavou Joris Nieuwenhuise. Lars van der Haar, to je závodník, který přijel se 4 vteřinami do cílového prostoru. Laurent Svek tam potom skován, respektive rozrážel cestu.
Well, he's settled in nicely now, hasn't he? See if he can keep this momentum going all the way to the end. It's still a long way to go. If these riders behind start to work together, Tabo Nace has a little moment of tiredness, then it's still not a situation that's completely finished, but right now he's looking like it's going to be very, very hard to get him back. And 5th place overall at the moment, still consistent, still looking good. Tabo Nace onto the steps again, sprints up there, still got not heavy legs, still looks comfortable as he sprints his way to the top. Nieuwenhuis, green and white kit over the top. Tabo Nace on the new coloured bikes of the Baloise Glowy Lions now. Nice and easy to pick out, aren't they, when he goes past. So we opened up with a 7:58 lap, then a 7:44, then a 7:46. You see the way he goes, every single time he gets to that little bit of a hump, just kicks the pedals over, hands on those tops, able to just click his way through the gears with the electronics that he's got there. This is the trio in 2nd place, Verstringer, Van Turenhout and Nieuwenhuis. We'll keep an eye on the American Strohmeyer, because if he can hold on to a top 10 place in a World Cup, that would be a big day. Question is whether he's going to start to suffer as this race continues and he gets into the 2nd part of this World Cup. Thanks very much for Coach Justin, who's just said that Pidcock's already said he's not going to ride cyclocross. I haven't seen anything. Last time I saw Tom was in the airport in Kigali. I must just ask him if he's changed his mind or whether he's going to continue with that thought that he's not riding any cyclocross. I do feel like he's got to that point. He wants to focus on trying to ride the Grand Tours now after that incredible performance in La Vuelta, where Tom Pidcock really showed what a fantastic bike rider he is, which we know already, but to take yourself from Olympic mountain bike champion, being a world cyclocross champion, to go on the road, win a stage of the Tour de France, finish 3rd in La Vuelta, there's not much that that rider can't do. He's an exceptional talent. This is the riders who are searching for 2nd place right now. It's a bit of a parade as far as Tabo Nace is concerned. He's not giving anybody too much of an inroad to try and take this win this afternoon. Just makes short work of all these twists and turns, doesn't he, Tábor Naas? He looks so comfortable. Trying to come back across the Alpes-König rider. Tábor Naas, who rides on the road, of course, for the Lidl Trek team. He's had 2 World Cup victories, but on the road he's also won the Tour of Hungary, hasn't he? And the Grand Prix Miguel Indurain. Junior world champion in cycle. Oh, and a fall for Emil Vestringer. Junior world champion, under 23 world champion, Tábor Naas in cyclocross. Already took a bronze medal in the elites this year as well, earlier on in the season. He's been the elite European champion, the elite European junior champion as well. And the under 23 European champion on the road. Tábor Naas completes another lap. 4 laps gone. 4 laps to go. 7:49 now was that lap. Slowed down a little bit. He's gone 7:58, 7:44, 7:46, 7:49. Now we've got a quartet behind who are looking for the podium places. Jenti Michaels has joined them from the Alpes-König development team. And there's a group behind here who are riding their way back across to put themselves in contention. This is Ryan Kamp, sprinting his way up. There's a group that contains Strohmeyer with Laurens Sweeck, Lars van der Haar, Strohmeyer, who are all there, coming back with the potential to go on the podium in this World Cup.
Of the UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup season. He is in the excellent shape.
So the top 10 right now, Tábor Naas, a gap of 28 seconds to Michael van Turenhout, Joris Nieuwenhuis, Emil Vestringer, Jenti Michaels. A gap then to of another 8 seconds to Laurens Sweeck, Lars van der Haar, Andrew Strohmeyer, and a gap back to Ryan Kamp and Toon van den Bos. Fastest lap of the race so far, Tábor Naas on lap number 2 when he made his move. Cameron Mason, just to give you an idea of him, 4th fastest lap on lap 3, the British rider. He'll be very annoyed with that mechanical. And Mason is just trying to find his way through the field right now, get somewhere into a better position. He's now 19th overall, having been 44th. Shows you how well Mason is going. Before the race started, it was thought that Mason was probably, with Tábor Naas, one of the race favourites for the podium, but it's all gone a little bit wrong for him today. There's the quartet of chasers. There's the group of 3 behind. Well, I hope you're enjoying today's race, the final race of the afternoon. Naas looks down, checks the bike, makes sure everything is okay. Puts the pedals into that 2:45 position. Up the steps, a little bit more laboured that time. It's so hard to keep your momentum, keep your poise and focus when you're out in the lead. You just need a coach at the side just to give you that little bit of an update. There's no race radios in cyclocross. You get those little updates around the pits area. Now and then there's coaches kind of dotted around the course as well, and they'll just tell you how things are going. And these riders are coming back into potentially a podium finish, and Strohmeyer is the rider on the back. Pan American champion Strohmeyer is doing the absolute unthinkable. Starting to look a little bit more tired, but if he can just get there with this group in front, then things might calm down for a few moments. Out the saddle for the American. Every single acceleration hurts the legs. Every twist, every turn.
31 seconds. 31 seconds.
But we're going to have a group of 7 riders vying for second place. And the 23-year-old American is one of them now. Onto the hurdles for Tábor Nace.
Se pohybuje na vedoucí pozici a v tuto chvíli jeho náskok už činí 5 a 30 vteřin. 35 vteřin a naopak.
Here's our group of riders for second place. If you'd like to be in touch, at @McCrossan, don't forget to follow at UCI_cycling.
O to pro nás diváky bude atraktivnější, protože pochopitelně na ty
Strohmeyer just work his way up this string of riders to put himself in a more comfortable position, because if he stays on the back right now, he's potentially going to get washed away. Jumps into that group, overtakes Lars van der Haar. Strohmeyer's got 8:02, 7:57, 8:01, 7:55. He's in the company of giants. He's surrounded by riders that we talk about all the time. Van der Haar is just behind him, and it's good for him to have a couple of riders behind him, just so that when the gaps open up, if they do, they can jump around and help him a little bit. They won't like it, but it will actually help him stay in position. This was last year's World Cup winner, Michael van Turenhout, on the front of this group. And there'll be a lot of people at the side of this track wondering who this American rider is. Nieuwenhuis ups the pace a little bit. So Strohmeyer is the American champion, the Pan American champion. It certainly looks like he is signalling his arrival on the world stage. That's the next group. This group of riders, can they work together a little bit? Tábor Nace seems to be significantly far ahead. And there he is coming in again to complete another lap. Tábor Nace completes another lap. He's got 3 laps of racing to go. He's going well. There's the gap back, there's Nieuwenhuis. Little gap to Strohmeyer. Tábor Nace's lap that time, a 7:55. Oh, and a crash. Michael van Turenhout hits the deck. Oh, and Lars van der Haar topples over as well. And this group is now in a little bit of disarray. To be so careful on these corners. Little bit of grit, little bit of dampness on the tyres, and it's game over. Tabernace leads 37 seconds to the group of Nieuwenhuis. Michael van Turnhout left on the deck. So Nace has gone. Here's that run in. He just lost it completely on that corner. And Lars van der Haar had nowhere to go. Somehow Strohmeyer just missed him. Lars van der Haar somehow managed to stop. Here's Michael van Turnhout, shaken. Not good news for the defending champion of the World Cup. That was a hard fall. You can see there the damage on that shoulder. That will have shaken him up. Such a shame. He was going well. We're on lap 6 of 8. Tabernace is leading and still riding away. No one has been able to touch this rider today. He has been the rider on form. He's looked fantastic throughout the entire race. Nobody has been able to get close to him at all. Let's see what unfolds behind.
That was really painful experience for Michael van Turnhout. A little bit for Lars van der Haar.
Nieuwenhuis trying to just drag this group away and try and settle the podium.
Knows, according to previous races, how to do a perfect race here in Tábor.
Let's just see what the situation is at the end of this race.
Good, reaching wonderful results here in.
We've got 12 rounds of the World Cup this season. We start here in Tábor. We finish on the 25th of January in Hoogerheide. A much more condensed calendar. Strohmeyer could do with getting up to Lawrence Wake. Otherwise, he's going to start to have riders catch him from behind. Up the steps this time. Well, if you've just joined us now, thank you very much. We've had a big day of racing here in Tábor. This is the final race of the day. Tabernace now has a 36-second advantage on the chasing group. Joris Nieuwenhuis, Jenti Michaels, Emil Verstringer and Lawrence Wake. Just behind them, just a few seconds behind, is a young American, Andrew Strohmeyer, in 6th place. Then Ryan Camp, Lars van der Haar, Kevin Kuhn and Toon Aerts. Cameron Mason, for fans of Cameron Mason, considering he was one of the race favourites and had that mechanical at the beginning, was in 44th place, is now in 14th place on this track. Cameron Mason may well put himself in the top 10. Fastest lap of the race so far. Still Tabernace on lap 2. Cameron Mason, lap 3 is the 4th fastest lap, and things haven't changed. This is Andrew Strohmeyer, number 33, riding 6th, the Pan American champion, giving America something to shout about today. But he's being called from behind now. Even if he ends up outside the top 10, this rider has announced his arrival on the world stage. Very, very impressive.
třetího okruhu, to vypadá na nějaký defekt, protože 8
Lars van der Haar having a few issues over those hurdles. Not to get in touch during the race. At Amber Crossing is where you can get hold of me on social media. Well, the light is starting to dim a little bit in Tábor. We're on lap 6 of 8. It's been a fantastic day of racing. We've seen some emergence of some new names. We've seen some real tussles, some battles, and it's been very, very enjoyable. This is the Nieuwenhuis group. So glance across. Again, there's one rider going forward, and that is Ryan Camp, and it could be that Strohmeyer is able to go with him, and this group may well get themselves back into that battle for second place. Behind them, Lars van der Haar, and then it's the Swiss champion Kevin Kuhn in that red jersey. Bit of an acceleration from Jenti Michaels. Bernays is starting to lap riders. Now, normally in cyclocross, riders are taken out of the race before this happens, but now and then, just with the power and the speed that these riders are moving at, sometimes they'll lap the odd rider. It might have been Frederick Junger, the American rider who's just been caught. There's our chase group, and behind is Tonarts as he goes through the picture. Jenti Michaels looks like he can't decide whether to take the leg warmers off or leave them on. Bernays at the end of lap 6.
And trying to go as fast as possible.
It has been a solo procession at the front in Tábor today. 2 laps to go. Cannot fool this rider today. He has been the rider. 7:53, 2 seconds faster than the previous lap. So he's starting to speed up a little bit, but he's been pretty consistent throughout. 7:58, 7:44, then a 46, a 49, 55, and a 53. So impressive to realise how consistent these riders can be and the effort that they produce. And Swake's done with a chance of a podium here on the back of the group in the green and white. His teammate is there, Emil Verstringer, and they will work together in cyclocross. Comes Ryan Camp and Andrew Strohmeyer. They're in 6th and 7th, and they're almost across. Lars van der Haar in 8th. 57 seconds now. The European champion, Tonarts, is in that group of riders. Here is Cameron Mason, and Mason is refusing to give in the chance of a top 10 place. He's now in 12th, having been 44th on the track. Felipe Orts in the red, yellow and white, the Spanish champion, with Mies Hendricks just behind him in the green. There's Marek Konwa, the Polish rider, number 50. This group of riders across the line. Musen and Boros. Oh, and a problem here. Emil Verstringer has a mechanical as well. Let's take another look. Oh, and a fall for Emil Verstringer. Holds up Joris Nieuwenhuis. Jenti Michaels gets through. It's an adverse camber on that little section, and it's slidey. Gap to Lawrence Wake now in 2nd place is 43 seconds for this rider. He's making this course look so easy, isn't he? But it's so hard. the cold, it's still -1 and getting colder. It's starting to go back again. You slip and slide through the turns. It's not easy at all. Monty Michaels is putting himself on the podium of a World Cup here. And Andrew Strohmeyer is still potentially searching for a podium. There he is in that white jersey with the Pan American colours on the back. If he just can keep this going one more lap, you never know. Lawrence Wake, Monty Michaels, that's second. Third, fourth, Joris Nieuwenhuis. Can Nieuwenhuis put himself on the podium? Remember, this is a 12-event series. These riders are looking to just secure points. Every single point counts. There's the group behind. They're coming back. Ryan Camp. Kevin Kuhn is coming back now. It's started to close up, and there is Cameron Mason, who's now in with a shout of a top 10. No doubt whatsoever. Fastest lap times, still Thibaut Nace on lap 2, Michael Van Turenhout on lap 2, Cameron Mason on lap 3. Mason, though, has gone with an 8:47 opening lap without mechanical, a 7:57, 7:49, 7:55, 51, 54. He's been so consistent throughout. And if you look at his lap times and you compare him to Thibaut Nace, he would have been there if he hadn't had the mechanical. But you can never say that, can you? If you have the problems, that's the only thing. You have got to get your bike through to the finish line. You can't just hope that everything is okay. You've got to have the bike give you the luck, yourself feeling good, no major crashes, the form's got to be there. Here's the tussle for the places. As Van der Haar is starting to move forwards. Strohmeyer still looks like he's full of riding. Question is whether the power is still in those legs. Thibaut Nace checks over his shoulder to see what the situation is behind. The answer is there is no one there. He's now 40 seconds ahead. It won't be long until he gets the bell. Thibaut Nace. Another little crisscross through this little section. Lawrence Wake. Remember, he's won the World Cup before. This would be a good start for Lawrence Wake. And he tends to ride the entire season, and he's pretty consistent throughout. Monty Michaels behind with Nieuwenhuis in the green and white. That's the dark green and white at the back. Lawrence Wake very at home in the sandy conditions. So this isn't necessarily his thing, although the kind of slipping and sliding will be playing into his hands. He likes this sort of, where the bike feels like it's playing a little bit. Joris Nieuwenhuis sliding into that corner. Starting to get a little bit slippy out here, isn't it? So there's the course as we look across. Thibaut Nace has decided he needs to get rid of the gloves for the final lap. Throws them to the pits. And he makes his way in now, and he'll get the bell. Thibaut Nace is the leader of this first round of the UCI World Cup Cyclo-cross. Just over 23 kilometers completed, and Nace now gets the bell for the final lap, a 7:59 lap.
Incredibly fast today. He's not wearing his gloves.
Joris Nieuwenhuis with Jenti Michaels. This is our second place rider. This is Laurens Sweeck. About 8 minutes of racing left. In the fading light, Sweeck comes round the corner in the green and white. 55 minutes of racing. We're going to have just over an hour of racing this afternoon. And Laurens Sweeck is in second place. Then it's Nieuwenhuis, Jenti Michaels. Behind them, there is a chase on. Emil Verstringer. Behind Emil Verstringer is, I think, Ryan Kamp. Then Lars van der Haar. Then the group containing Strohmeyer. Has to hold on here for top 10, surely. He must be on his absolute limit. And here comes Cameron Mason. Mason now is in 11th place. 44th on the track he was. The top 10. Thibaut Nace, Laurens Sweeck, Joris Nieuwenhuis, Jenti Michaels, Emil Verstringer, Ryan Kamp, Lars van der Haar, Kevin Kuhn, Andrew Strohmeyer, the surprise of the day from the USA, and Niels van der Putte. We're on the last lap of racing. Thanks very much for joining us. If you've just joined us now, it has been a day of Thibaut Nace. He's been the rider who has dominated this cyclocross. He's now 35 seconds ahead of the second place rider, Laurens Sweeck. Behind him is Nieuwenhuis, Jenti Michaels, Emil Verstringer, Ryan Kamp. The man of the day, as far as emergence on the world stage is concerned, is Andrew Strohmeyer of the USA, the 23-year-old American who rides for the CXD Trek Bike Squad. He's up there and he's in the top 10. We're heading to the conclusion of this race. As we do, I just want to say that today I'm going to dedicate this commentary to a special person. And that person sadly passed away this week. To His Excellency Osama Al-Shafar, the Vice President of the UCI and the President of the Asian Cycling Federation. A man with vision, a man who led so well and has led so much of the progression of the UAE and the Asian area into the world of cycling. He sadly passed away this week. He's left many friends and many colleagues absolutely shocked by him passing away at such a young age, of just over 50 years of age. So to the friends and family of Osama, my thoughts are with you. And I know that he always used to take some fun and call me Mr. Microphone. And thank you, Osama. Today's commentary is in your memory. We're almost at the end of this lap. We come up to an hour of racing. Thibaut Nace has his advantage. There's Ryan Kamp. Kamp wearing number 6 as he sprints his way up the steps for the final time today. We're at nearly an hour and Thibaut Nace is just flowing his way around this Tábor course. Before the race started, he said he'd come here to win, and that looks like it's what is going to happen.
He is able to go down a little bit too far. Still in a comfortable lead.
Laurens Sweeck looks like he's going to put himself on the podium again. Nearly an hour has been completed. Well, we look at the hurdles for the final time today. The Belgian champion is going to come up and jump those with no issues whatsoever. He has the fastest lap of the day. He has the form and he has the poise, and he's going to pull on this leader's jersey as the winner of today's race in Tábor and the leader of the World Cup. Swake is being chased hard here by Nieuwenhuis, who senses a second place is on offer. Swake jumps the hurdles. Just behind is Nieuwenhuis. He wants that second place. Jenty Michaels just behind in the silver grey. Then Emil Verstringer. Oh, and a problem for Ryan Camp. And at the wrong moment, the chain comes off, but he manages to get it back on. Here's Lars van der Haar. Van der Haar's in 7th place. Swake just holding on here to second. He's being hunted down with the might of Nieuwenhuis. It's not long now to the finish line. Swake is under massive pressure. Look at Nieuwenhuis go. Second rider there in the green and white, mainly white jersey. Thibaut Nys is there. Looks around. Last little check. His gap is still only 26. He's never really opened it up more than 40. With the momentum behind, he's had to keep forcing. So we're on the final lap. A couple of hellos to Kim Wrinkle, to Heath Garvey. Thank you for watching. Today has been a big day for the American rider. He's drifting away now, and he is outside the top 10. Can Andrew Strohmeyer make it into the top 10 for the USA? Thibaut Nys looks like he's got #1 place sealed and delivered. He just needs to get across the line now. Nieuwenhuis, Jenty Michaels still riding with those leg warmers pulled down. Emil Verstringer with the knee warmers, just trying to keep everything a little bit warmer around this course. It's so cold. It's over an hour of full out, full gas racing where you feel like your heart is in your mouth the entire time. But Thibaut Nys gets ready. He might be wearing number 13 today, but it's been the lucky number for the Belgian champion. Thibaut Nys comes round the corner. The first World Cup of the season here in Tábor. A freezing cold day, but the warmth of the form of Thibaut Nys as he wins round #1 in Tábor, and he'll pull on the World Cup jersey. Thibaut Nys wins the Tábor round of the World Cup. Laurent Swake is going to come through now in 2nd place. Podium for him. Behind him is Joris Nieuwenhuis in 3rd. Then Jenty Michaels in 4th place. It's going to be a sprint for 5th. It's going to be Emil Verstringer who's going to take 5th place. 6th place to Ryan Camp. 7th place to Lars van der Haar. And a sprint now behind 8th place for Toonarts, and what a ride by Cameron Mason in 9th. From 44th to 9th. 10th place Niels van der Putte. 11th place to Kevin Kuhn. 12th place to the American. What a day for that rider. Andrew Strohmeyer in the top 12. Tim Ronhart in 13th.
Tibonis je naprosto jasným suverénním
That
vítězem.
crash in that corner there
Který se v druhé polovině závodu dostal o
of Emil Vestringer. He's had a couple of tumbles today, hasn't he?
Dopadlo a klaplo na stříbro. A místo třetí Joris Nieuwenhuis, který od samého začátku tvrdil muziku, dámy a
Finishing
pánové,
now, Tom van den Bos. And Felipe Orts comes up to the line now. Spanish champion, 15th place for him today.
Ještě nájezd na cílovou rovinu a Michal Boroš se pokouší ještě získat jeden stupínek,
Here's
ale
Hendricks.
povede se mu, nepovede se.
And another sprint.
Excelentní cyklokros.
Michael Van Turenhout, after that big crash, he finishes 17th.
Thibaut Nys, congratulations. You really put the hammer down today.
Yeah. I had the feeling already yesterday during the recon that I could sprint from corner to corner. But then when I watched the races this morning, I saw that it was really difficult to get an advantage. But I immediately felt the good legs, and I just went for it. And when Joris crashed in the second lap, I get a small advantage, and I always had the feeling like I just try to keep pushing, and when they come back, they come back. And halfway through the race, I felt like, well, what am I doing actually? Because I didn't make it myself easy, but I was in control and I had the right legs.
Was that also the right tactic to make sure that you were solo, that no one else who was making mistakes could hold you up?
Yeah, and also that I didn't really want to come in a situation where you go into the last 3-4 laps with still 10 guys together. And I felt good, so I just went for it.
Proficiat, een wereldbekeroverwinning. Thibaut Nys, fantastisch mooi natuurlijk. En de manier waarop, ja, spreekt echt wel tot de verbeelding, denk ik.
Ja, zeker op dit parcours. Ik denk dat we in de voorbije categorieën gezien hebben hoe moeilijk dat was om verschil te maken. En om het dan zo een heel cross er gewoon te gaan voorrijden. Ja, ik had een hele goede dag.
Met die mooie helm ook. We hebben het verhaal al gehoord van jouw vader in die Belgische tricolore. Dat maakt nog extra speciaal natuurlijk.
Ja, inderdaad. Het is een beetje old school, back to the roots. En zo'n dingen vind ik heel mooi.
Je bent nu ook de eerste leider in de wereldbeker. Dat betekent dat je in de volgende manche, natuurlijk volgende week, dan ben je er ook bij, vermoed ik, dat je dan wel niet die Belgische trui meer aan hebt natuurlijk, maar wel die wereldbekertrui.
Ja, kan nog eens in een witte broek starten, dat is ook leuk.
Trouwens, moet je nog niet iemand even geluk wensen, want dat ben je gisteren vergeten naar wat ik heb gehoord.
Ja, Paul Herreigers verjaarde. We hebben er een hele trip mee samen gedaan. En ik ben het hem vergeten te zeggen, dus ik hoop dat hij er toch van genoten heeft. Proficiat.
Je hebt hem een mooi laatverjaarscadeau gegeven, denk ik.
Ja, en het was ook 10 jaar geleden, denk ik, dat papa zijn laatste wereldbeker won. Dus het is allemaal heel snel gegaan. Om vandaag in deze trui met zo'n helm heel de cross voor te rijden is geweldig. Ik heb er enorm van genoten.
Geniet er zeker van, dankjewel.
Thibaut Nys. What a fantastic performance by him today. Never put a foot wrong. Flawless in his pursuit of today's World Cup. Let's take a look at the result of today's UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup here in Tábor. Thibaut Nys wins in 1 hour 3 minutes 39, ahead of Lawrence Swake and Joris Nieuwenhuis. Perhaps the big performance of the day is Cameron Mason going from 44th to 9th, scoring some points, and an even more stunning performance by Andrew Strohmeyer of the United States, finishing 12th in this UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup.
Joris Nieuwenhuis, third place for you today. Was that the best possible result for you?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I tried to follow Thibaut. I had a little crash and then he put pressure on us, but I gave everything, but we just didn't get any closer, so it was the best possible.
That little crash, how did that happen, and did it make you think a bit more about the corners?
Well, actually not really. It was just a stupid mistake from me. And then I had another little crash, or at least Emil, he crashed, and then I got stuck. That's when Laurens went away for a second, and I tried to close the gap, but actually I'm happy to be on the podium.
You were congratulating Thibaut on his win, and your face said a lot because he really put the hammer down today.
Yeah, like I said, he was just the strongest rider today, and I mean, it was also quite difficult because it got a little bit colder in the end. Like halfway it was a little bit getting warmer, and then you could really feel it was getting colder in the last half hour. And that's when the course started to dry up a bit more. And then it got even more slippery, so then we had to be more cautious to not crash. And yeah, it was actually for me, it was a good day for me.
Ja, je trekt de goede lijn van de voorbije weken wel door op deze manier, denk ik, hè?
Sorry?
Je trekt de goede lijn van de voorbije weken wel door op deze manier.
Ja, nee, ja, het gaat gewoon heel goed de laatste tijd. EK even een dipje, maar ook dat hebben we geanalyseerd met mijn trainer en met Richard. En daar hebben we gewoon een paar kleine foutjes gemaakt in de voorbereiding daar naartoe. Nou ja, daarna was het eigenlijk weer bergopwaarts en ging het gewoon weer de goede kant op.
Dankjewel.
Well, you could see the way that it started to cool down again and got more slippy, a few more issues. Laurens Sweeck fan club is here. Here's the highlights of today's race, won by Thibaut Nys. Big start, Lars van der Haar right in the middle there. Kevin Kern also up there in the colours of Switzerland. Flat out bike racing from the off as always. A few slips and slides on the corners during this year round of the UCI World Cup Cyclo-cross. At the front, Nieuwenhuis and Thibaut Nys were the two riders who dominated in the early stages. Ultimately though, this happened and that was it, game over. Thibaut Nys was never seen again. He rode a flawless race here in Tábor. It was slipping and sliding and icy. Many riders had to deal with the consequences of just getting it wrong in the corners. Michael van Turnhout took a very heavy fall on the tarmac. Joris Nieuwenhuis was always in the hunt for a podium today. One rider in the background there was Andrew Strohmeyer. He's the American rider who has emerged on the world scene in 12th place. To win a World Cup cyclocross, you have to have the form, you have to have the poise, you have to have everything happen on the day right. And Thibaut Nys had it perfectly. Laurens Sweeck in second place, Joris Nieuwenhuis in third. Here's the standings after round number one. Thibaut Nys leads with 40 points. Laurens Sweeck will be on 30, then it'll be Joris Nieuwenhuis with 25, and there's the rest of the top 10. Cameron Mason in 9th place. We know that he was looking for a high position today, but to finish in 9th and pick up 17 points means he's not out of the running.
Laurens Week, second place today in the first World Cup cross of the year. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I think the track is not the best for me, and in the start I was not with the first group, so I need to come back, and then in the end it was about little mistakes, and yeah, it was in my advantage.
You didn't make any mistakes in the last 2 laps then?
No, I just tried to ride as fast as possible and keeping it straight on the bike, and yeah, everything worked. So.
Nieuwenhuis and the others were coming pretty close in the last lap. Were you afraid that you couldn't hold second place there?
Yeah, it was like only a few seconds, and I knew at the barriers it was not the best place for me, and maybe I lose some seconds there. So I tried to go as fast as possible before and after. I know it was just sprinting to the last finish line and to the last straight line, and yeah, I was happy that I could keep the gap open.
Het leek op voorhand een heel tactische wedstrijd te worden in deze koude omstandigheden. Eentje heeft zich daar helemaal niks van aangetrokken. Hè? Thibaut Nys, die was weg als een speer.
Ja, ik had het vrij snel door dat ze met 2 denk ik weg waren in het begin. En dan was het gatje ook in zijn voordeel toch net groot genoeg dat het bij ons ook zo wel eens naar elkaar gekeken werd. En daarmee kon hij denk ik ook zijn eigen ding doen en moest hij niet erover pushen. En ja, kreeg hij misschien een paar seconden cadeau, maar ik denk dat het wel de sterkste is die wint. Ja.
Het grote verschil heeft het niet gemaakt, het tactische gepoker tussen jullie?
Nee, hooguit misschien 5 of 10 seconden, maar hij dwingt het ook af met dat hij eigenlijk het gat groot genoeg had gemaakt daarvoor al. Ja.
Maar goed, een onverhoopte tweede plek. Vandaag, daarmee kan je wel terug naar huis, hè?
Ja, eerlijk gezegd had ik dat nu niet echt verwacht. Ik denk dat het een van mijn beste uitslagen hier is, dus ik ga tevreden terug richting huis.
Dankjewel, Laurens.
Laurens Wake. Good day for him. He's followed throughout these World Cups by his contingent of fans. And we wait now for the podium presentation.
Tak vypadá, že už bychom se mohli dočkat. Rozhovory přece na nějakou chvíli trvají. Ty bonus už je tady, kde máme druhého, třetího. Laurens ještě vidět není. Stejně tak, jak to je vypíšeného. Už je tady, ještě Laurens.
Ale pak to bylo příjemný.
The riders are almost ready. These fans have enjoyed a whole day of racing. It started really early this morning.
Dámy a pánové,
7 hours ago, I guess.
prosím si naši diváckou pozornost.
And now it's time for the podium presentation.
Cyklokrossového světového poháru v Táboře.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention for the award ceremony of the UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup here in Tábor. Category Men Elite.
Představme si tedy trojici nejlepších elitních.
Time now for the podium presentation of round number 1.
Místo třetí medaile bronzová. Joris Nieuwenhuis.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the first place from Netherlands,
Joris Nieuwenhuis in 3rd place.
S gratulací přichází pan Libor Šedivák, vedoucí marketingu Škody Auto, Česká republika.
The flower is presented by Mr. Libor Šedivák, Head of Marketing of Škoda Auto, Czech Republic.
Vážení a milí, medaile stříbrná. Lauren Zweig, Belgium.
Former World Cup winner Lauren Zweig in second place.
From Belgium, Lauren Zweig. A opět přichází pan Ondřej Šebek, předseda Národní sportovní agentury.
And the flower is presented by Mr. Ondřej Šebek, Chairman of the National Sports Agency.
Vážené dámy, vážení pánové, vítěz dnešního prvního závodu světového poháru pro sezonu 2025-26 se jmenuje Tábor.
Tábor Nace, the winner here in Tábor. He'll be the leader of the World Cup.
A s gratulací přichází prezident Českého svazu cyklistiky, pan David Průša.
And the flower is presented by Mr. David Prusha, Chairman of Czech Cycling Federation.
Dámy a pánové, to nejlepší nakonec. S dresem pro lídra soutěže v této kategorii přichází zástupkyně v rámci Mezinárodní cyklistické federace, paní Kateřina Neš.
Katarina Nash passes the leader's jersey over.
Jersey is presented by UCI representative and vice president Kateřina Neš.
Katarina Nash, vice president of the UCI.
Počkáme na upravení se vítěze dnešního závodu a v těchto okamžicích posledním oficiálním střelem dnešního dne.
The leader of the World Cup as we go into round two.
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our champion, let's stand
Now
for
the national anthem.
of Belgium.
All smiles from a teeth-chattering Tábor Nace. Tábor always feels different. It's always cold when we come here for cyclocross. But there's our podium at the end of a long and exciting day of racing.
Lawrence Frank from Belgium and the winner of the race, Tábor Nace again from Belgium.
For the quick
That's
selfie.
the top three of the men elite category. Final selfie, and that's all. Thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations.
Wants to get indoors and get in the warm, I think. I'm not surprised. The body is shutting down after a tough race. Well, thank you to all of you for watching. It's been a fantastic round one of cyclocross. We brought you the junior, the under-23, the men's and the women's racing. Hope you enjoyed a long day in the saddle. From me, Anthony McCrossan, thanks very much for watching. And as I mentioned earlier, today's commentary dedicated to our friend, His Excellency, Osama Al-Shafar. Bye for now.